Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into my new podcast, Xena, Life as a Dominatrix. This is episode 8. Episode 8 will be broadcasted tomorrow, the Ides of March, March 15th, Tuesday. This particular episode, I am discussing Q&As. So basically, I have another episode with Q&As, part 1. So this is part 2. And yeah, I'm totally happy to answer your questions. So this first question number 1 from anonymous number 1 from Instagram. The question is, do you require aftercare after sessions? If so, which forms of aftercare do you prefer? I don't require it, but it's good to discuss the session after what just happened. A good hug, I really enjoy that as well. But yeah, just communicating and a good hug is um, my forms of aftercare, and also to make sure that the person is okay, that they're in a good headspace. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much my form of aftercare. A good hug, talking about what happened, talking about, hey, let's do A, B, and C next time. Or maybe like I'll give notes to the person like, yeah, you were a little quiet, or you took this and that pretty good and all that. So just great communication and a good hug. And somebody might feel emotional or quiet after a scene. So that's all right. That's normal. And then sometimes the person might feel very happy and very like, yes, I did it. I accomplished this. And yes, this was, a great way to um, experience BDSM and fetish and kink and in my world, and then they leave and they have to go to their world. So, um, yeah, so hugging, a great hug, and discussing the session afterwards is um, my go-to for aftercare. But I don't require it, but it's still good to hug and talk. So that's just me personally. So I hope that answered your question. So question number 2, anonymous number 2, again from Instagram. What makes a good slave? It's another good question. I will tell you what makes a good slave. Trust. Trust is up there. Somebody that's loyal, somebody that's real, authentic, somebody that you have a great connection with, like-minded individual, somebody that's willing to experiment, having an open mind, somebody that's willing to have their limits pushed. This good slave will care for you. They will worship you. They will pamper you. They'll make you feel good. And not good traits at all are somebody that's toxic and jealous and miscommunication, um, possessiveness, obsessiveness, just not good traits. But trust and loyalty, authenticity, authentic person, that's pretty up there for me personally. And yeah, so those are great traits. And then I listed not so good traits, not good traits at all. So yeah, so I hope that answered your question as well. And question number 3 from anonymous number 3 on Facebook. Okay, the question is, my partner and I want to get into the lifestyle. Where do we begin? Woo, wow. Well, that's another great question. Basically, there are munches that organizers will organize. Where do you find this munch? There's a site, it's like social media site, FetLife, where they basically announce in your city or town, hey, we're going to get together this day at this restaurant. Let's hang out. Let's meet up. So these are pretty much people in the community, in the scene, like-minded individuals who host these munches at different restaurants or club and whatnot. So they're basically also into meeting other people as well in the lifestyle. So you're not the only one. So going to munches, there's also BDSM clubs too, where you get to, you're not obligated to play, but you're a voyeur. You watch the different scenes that go on at this play space, and that's if, in your city, if somebody hosts a party. So going to parties, going to munches, but if you want to keep it nice and private, that's totally cool too. So reading educational BDSM literature would be a great introductory to BDSM and fetish for you and your partner. That's if you don't want to want to basically keep it private, and I totally understand. Also getting inspiration on watching different BDSM movies, so you would have to do a search on your own to get a good understanding what's all out there. So, but when I first hosted parties, there were many individuals that were beginning to get into the lifestyle. So going to the parties, going to the party scene, and meeting other people that are like-minded individuals, that was a good introductory for them, and it was an honor to throw these parties. So yeah, so I hope that answered your question as well. Oh, here's this is a interesting question. Question number 4. Were you a witness to someone having sex? I'm laughing because I'm remembering this event that I went to in San Francisco. And a friend from school, out of all people, took me to this party. So I was under the impression it was only like a dungeon party, BDSM. So it was a 2-story event in San Francisco over 5 years ago, and I walk upstairs and there's like at least 12 mattresses, and every single mattress is taken, and everybody on the mattress is pretty much fucking. And they were couples or swingers or whatnot. So I'm like, wow, I wanted to watch. I wanted to be that voyeur. And I just watched for like a good, 30 minutes. And I was just watching and watching. I'm like, wow, they're really going at it. Wow. Okay. Check mark. I did this in San Francisco. Check mark. So that was pretty, that was interesting. But like I said, I just wanted to watch and be the pervert watching. Another occasion I remembered in 2005 in Munich, Germany, where I was at another BDSM club, and I met a couple from somewhere in Spain, and they were also at the same event, and we just all hit it off. And so I was at the time I had a slave boy that I was playing with at this party, and I was flogging him and paddling him and all that. And then across the way, I see this couple from Spain just wow. So so when I was flogging this slave, I kept looking up at the fucking action at the same time, and then flogging and looking and flogging and looking. So I was pretty distracted. So and other other occasions, yes, I've witnessed other people fucking, and yeah, other different parties. How many people I've witnessed, I don't even know. Um, but that's, that's cool. They're the exhibitionists that like to do that, and yeah. Oh, also there was another party in like uh, a suburb of Chicago, and it was like a theater, glory holes, all that stuff. So I witnessed some other people getting in on there. So yeah, I could go on and on and on and on, but I'm not going to. So those occasions I definitely remember, and I hope that answered your question. But does it turn me on to, watch other people have sex? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's more like, for me, it's more like, ooh, that looks fun. They're really doing it. So I like to be that voyeur too. So yeah. Um, let's see. Question number 5 from somebody else on Facebook. What's your opinion on online BDSM play? Great question as well. Online versus real person. I prefer real person. I prefer feeling somebody's skin, actually picking up a riding crop and using it on somebody rather than telling them online, okay, grab that hairbrush and spank your ass and let me watch through FaceTime. Sure, it is fun to do online BDSM play, but I just prefer in person, to see the person in person, face to face, to feel their flesh um, on the palm of my hand. So, but online BDSM play. So there's Skype, there's FaceTime, there's phone calls too. So it could be pretty fun, pretty erotic, and just hearing the person's voice describing what they're into, what their fantasies are, and they hear my voice too, and that's a turn on for them as well. And FaceTime is fun too. You get to, tell the person what to do, whether they're in another country or across the United States or Canada or wherever they are, to tell them, you're going to do this for me, you're going to do that, or you're going to do that for yourself. So it could be pretty fun, and also, like, if you're interested in meeting somebody in that's like another like-minded individual that you're really interested in, I would totally advise to use FaceTime to get to know them better. Some people don't want to show their face, and I get that, but if you really want to meet the person, it's good to see, who you're talking to. I hope that answered your question as well. So, but yeah, personally, I just prefer in person rather than online. But online, it could be pretty fun, writing kinky emails to the person you're interested in, or they're interested in you, and they write kinky emails too, and fantasies and fetishes, and yeah. So I hope that answered your question as well. But my opinion on it, I mean, it's fun, it's fun, but it's not the same than in person play. And if you're like shy about playing in person, I totally get that too. That's why there's that online option to talk on the phone or FaceTime. And it's perfectly normal to be shy about it too. So that was question number 5. So question number 6, somebody else on Instagram, anonymous number 6 on Instagram. The question is, what are good characteristics for a submissive starting out? Um, that's a very similar question to question number 2, but I'll answer it again. Trust is up there, loyalty is up there. Also, somebody that's obedient, somebody that pleases you, somebody that's open-minded and thoughtful, communicates well, enjoys the eroticism to BDSM, enjoys the art, um, has a lot in common with you. This person will also worship you. And if the person's a masochist, not every slave is a masochist, or not every submissive's a masochist. That's totally fine too. Um, but you gotta, respect their limits as well. So if the person's a masochist, you know, use that paddle or bare hands and go to town and spank away. But I mean, being a masochist, it's not you're not obligated to be a masochist. Not everybody's into pain. Some people are only into the pleasure of um, BDSM and fetish. So I totally get that too. So, um, but yeah, good characteristics. Yeah, trust and loyalty. Trust and loyalty. Communicate well. Um, you're there to please your mistress, make her happy, um, worship her like, treat her like the goddess she is. So, yeah. Next question, question number 7. Let's see. This person sent me a message on Twitter, out of all places. So, this is anonymous number 7. Have you ever come out about being kinky to friends or family? Yes. The answer is yes. So, I think it was my 24th birthday, or it was one of them, but basically, I lived alone in an apartment in Chicago, and it was my birthday, and I invited my family over. It was a couple people that I only invited over, and I intentionally left my very long riding crop out. Actually, no. I had an open closet, and the closet didn't have a door, and you could basically see this closet, and the closet was like, it's hard to describe, but basically, I intentionally left a couple toys out, riding crops, that is. Um, and a family member looked at it, and then right next to the riding crop was a pair of black thigh-high boots. Why did I do this? I told myself, okay, this is the time on my birthday. I'm going to tell them. So, one family member looked in the closet and looked at me, and she said, "Are you a dom?" And I'm like, "You could say it." And she pronounced it correctly, dominatrix, and I said, "Yes, I am." And another family paused and said, "Can you teach me how to do that?" And I was like so relieved, and so like relieved that they didn't like freak out or storm out of my apartment. And they yeah, so I think I blushed the entire time. And yeah, and it was like I wanted to tell them for quite some time, and then I just realized, okay, it's my birthday. Okay, they're not gonna, you know, make a stink, or they're not gonna blow up, or I was like thinking all this stuff, and but they were accepting of it. And then I remember like a few years later, this same family member um, said, "Are you still doing what you're doing?" I said yes, and we didn't really talk about it much. They just accept it basically. And current day, we don't discuss it because, it's my life and they have their life. And if I ever want to get personal, I might, I don't really get personal, basically. I keep to myself with these family members in particular. Vanilla friends, yes, a couple of them, I told them what I do, and they were like, oh, okay. And then the subject kind of like changed. And then I brought it up again, and then it just kind of like I got the hint that it was like a little awkward to talk about it. I didn't like I don't really bring it up to them basically, and they know what I do, and they're still friends with me, and I am who I am and they are who they are, and that's totally cool. I don't go out of my way and discuss, ooh, I did this and that and this and that to whomever. I just don't talk about that. I keep my what I do very private, in session wise, with anybody basically. So I don't really, I just like to keep to myself. So, but yeah, I hope that answered your question as well. I was when I first created my website, I was like pretty proud of it. Like, oh, I got my photos, I got my information, and I'm just pretty proud of it. And if my friends and family, um, like, oh, that's right, I do remember this other particular family member was like, oh, my friend from school found you on Facebook. And I'm like, okay, and and I just, whatever, they're just, I am who I am, if you accept it, that's great. So, and they accept who I am, so that's great. Okay, last question. It was originally going to be 7 questions, but why not 8? This question, anonymous, number 8 from Instagram again. What do you wish the public knew about BDSM? Great question. Well, there are a lot of misconceptions about BDSM. A lot of people think that I dress in latex and leather 24/7, that I always like hold a whip 24/7. That's definitely not the case. But basically, I will answer your question. BDSM, it's consensual, it's safe, it's sane. There's nothing wrong with somebody being into enjoying BDSM. It doesn't, also BDSM, it doesn't always, like, if your partner's only into BDSM, that's great. And then if they want to spice it up and mix sex with that too, that's great too, but just, talk about it too first. Like, and not everybody's into, into the sexual aspect. But, like all couples, they're different, they want to only experience the blindfolds, the floggers, the whips, the ice, the paddles, the rope, the cuffs, and then they just only want to focus on that. But it's, if you want to spice it up, there's, sex out, as well to experience as well. But it doesn't always lead to sex. In my sessions, it's only strictly BDSM. I just, and I have to always like make that clear, because there's that misconception that although I offer only BDSM, it's not For me personally, it's not sexual, but that's a misconception I just wanted to clear up. Also, it's about trust and respect and openness, understanding the partner, um, and trust is up there basically. So, safe, sane, and consensual, playing in a safe environment, in a safe space with the safe partner. The two of you are sane and it's all consensual. You talk about the session and before you have the session or have the what you're going to do with your partner. Okay, we're going to do A, B, and C. Would you like to do A, B, and C? Okay, cool. Oh, you don't want to do C? Okay, we won't do that. Um, I hope that makes sense. So, yeah. Yeah, this was great. This is great to answer all of your questions again. And yeah, I hope that all answered your question. I tried again not to make it sound all jibber jabbery, but yeah, this was great to discuss. So I hope you all enjoyed this particular episode and have a great day.